And Alexis is not filled in on this. You guys give my boy over here, you give my boy, Louis Aurelius, over here, a lot of flack. And from what I'm seeing, he's at home. He has 2 lovely sons. Teresa has 4 lovely daughters. They're spending the holidays together. She's not home. Where's my husband? He's out at the bar. Everyone's giving my guy Louis a lot of flack. And yet he's home professing his love to Teresa. Now, we can't hold that against John. I'm not a real expressive person myself. Can't expect everyone to go into the woods and make videos the same way Louis has. But I mean, couldn't this be the diabolical plan just of John Jansen, that he wants fame, the same way you all say about Louis? And Alexis isn't in on the plan? That she's really, because her posts are really, really, really like, I don't care. I'm not going to apologize anymore. And look, she shouldn't. I mean, listen, if I fell in love with someone, I don't even know if it's possible for me to fall in love, guys. I'm so fucking old. But if I ever fell in love with someone, I wouldn't give a fuck either. I would be like, I don't care what the optics on this look. So Alexis posted, words cannot, she's showing her promise ring, words cannot, actions do. I will no longer feel guilty. I will not apologize. Love will create its own story. I love you, Johnny J. Love wins, not engaged. Promised. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. I would venture to say this isn't a whole ploy by Alexis to get back on the show, and she's really in love with John Jansen. Now, is it going to help her get back on the show? Yes. Do I think it's guaranteed? I really don't. I really don't. I mean, we're not bringing Danielle Staub back, but there's a lot of people that are in the drama and have things to say, and you don't get brought back just for that. I think it's Alexis's time. I think her life has changed enough, but I think it's just a byproduct. She knows this will be good for the show. I don't know if she's in on the joke. I think this Johnny J, John Jansen, is the dirty John that we've been thinking that Louis Aurelius is. And I think he's the one that sees what I saw, a little bit of a like going from man to man, which I don't like that. When Anne Marie is telling us that Marcellus gives her a 7.5 or an 8.5, whatever the fuck it was. Girl, if you put a ring on it, I better be a fucking 10 in every category. Come on, girl. So I don't know. I hope Alexis is diabolical and conniving and is going to get herself back on the show. And well played, Alexis. You sat all those years out when you didn't want to be on the show. And now that you do, you found Johnny J. I just think it's the opposite. And I think maybe she's being played and she'll be back on the show and she'll have the money and she'll have self-empowerment and the fame will definitely help her get through it. She might be, who's also like that? I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Like Dolores. Dolores goes from this one to that one to that. I mean, you have the whole world at your feet. It's like, I don't know. I just don't like when I see that. So that's that. I wish Alexis the best of luck. Now we're reading. I have to look into this more, that John may not have purchased the promise ring. Well, she might have purchased it herself. I mean, is she in on it? I don't know. There you go. So that's where we are with that. I'm worried about my girl Alexis, but I feel that her coming back to the OC would be great. And by the way, and I don't say this for shock value, I don't even want to get into specifics, but trigger warning, I'll just say trigger warning, even though I don't really believe in trigger warnings. I believe in grow the fuck up. I believe in pushing the kids out, get on the streets and go live your life. I believe in tough love. I don't believe in like foofy bullshit. So I don't believe in trigger warnings, but for all of you that want one, fine, fucking trigger warning. Fuck off for making me say that. But I say this not for shock value and not for click value. Are we sure Shannon Beador is okay? Like, are we sure? She just gave that interview. Let me put it this way. Shannon has gotten therapy and help. And in this recent interview, she says that she's changed and she's discovering bad patterns and she's putting herself in bad situations. Now, someone else has been saying that too. Her name is the one, the only Rachel Leviss. You know what the difference is? You're going to be shocked, guys. You guys, I have no horse in this race. I don't like any of these people. I like you guys that listen. I believe Rachel Leviss. She left the show. Apparently, her first podcast episode previewed and her therapist didn't like it. Did you hear about this? And her therapist made her take it down and is now reviewing it. I don't necessarily agree with all of that. Girl, too reliant on your therapist. But I do believe, like when I see these pictures of Rachel Leviss, that she's happy and she's back in LA and she's with her real friends and she left the show. Sarah, our good friend Sarah, says it's a wasted golden ticket. I agree, but I agree. When Shannon tells me she's done the work and figured it all out, there's something about it. Girl, that was like a day. And Raquel went and got locked away somewhere. You were like living your life. So I don't buy it. Tres Amigas is going on tour in the new year. I don't buy it. She said she had a fight with John Jansen that night. She went home. She left her phone in the Uber. Okay, so you have to call your phone or call Uber or something, but which I don't even think you can call Uber. I've tried. And then you drive over to John Jansen's. Well, you were drunk. So what were you doing driving over? And then you had a fight with him, and then you drove 3 blocks, and then this happened. So I don't really. She says that when she started the show, she thought it would save her marriage to David. They were already having problems. I think Camille might have thought it would save her marriage to Kelsey, although I think Kelsey was trying to push her out. Regardless, I don't believe this is a lot of stuff for 60 years old. I don't believe Shannon has worked it all out. And my point is, I mean, she just said less than 6 months ago that John Jansen, Johnny J, as Alexis calls him, was her kryptonite. So you're now going to film a show where this guy's going to be on kissing and making out with this woman. So I think, now look, I don't like people taking away your opportunities and I would never quit. I'm not one to quit things. So I don't think I would quit because I'd be like, bitch, I mean, Shannon probably makes like $800,000, $900,000 now. So I don't think she's going to quit. But if you're really not okay, and I don't believe Shannon's okay. And so do I mean that in like a very dark way? I do, actually. My mind goes to like big picture things. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I go from 0 to a lawsuit in 2 seconds of like, oh my God, what do you mean by that? I'm about to get sued. I'm going to fuck you up. I believe in the same thing. Look, it's a tough time of year. We all know you've seen PSAs for suicide prevention. The face of depression does not know a frown. Okay. You can never tell. So I just want to put that out there in any way, shape. And by the way, there's also accidental things which happen, right? I just think it's like we're all glossing over this and doing interviews and what's happening with Alexis. This is actually the opposite of being dramatic. This is like, it's bigger than fucking Orange County Housewives or Bravo or NBC. Like, is this woman really okay? That is truly, truly, truly the thoughts that I've had over the past 2 weeks. Are we truly sure of that?